name is Peter Sees. I'm an artist, animator, illustrator, and I live in Irvington, New York, but I was born in Brno, Czechoslovakia. I was born in the time when, first of all, I was living in the country which was what we call now totalitarian country. It was not very much to do, it was not very much freedom to do things. Since I was a little boy, I would draw and doodle little pictures, mostly stories of my grandparents from different wars and travels. I was obsessed with explorers and countries which were far away, which seemed so far away then because the world was much sort of smaller. We just dream about these places with mountains and clouds and volcanoes. So I drew it. I'm sort of obsessed with flying since I was a little boy. I think it was before, because I couldn't go places, I would always look at the birds or flying objects or sky. And it seemed to me like, how do they cross the borders? How do they cross the oceans? How do they travel? The idea how things used to be, and the little boy wants to travel with the birds over the landscape. But do we make it possible that the birds will again have color feathers or won't be poisoned by the air or whatever they might find as a food? So this was like a combination of things I was trying to put together. So the techniques could be more painterly, but when I try to be exact as much as I can, I'm going with pen and ink, because then I can keep the outlines very clear, and then I would come up with watercolor. It actually started when I came to New York and I started to work for New York Times. So I sort of invented kind of drawing when I put in little dots or little lines into each drawing, and it would be hundreds or thousands little lines. So here again, I went back to little lines, trying to create this dense nature or background or globe behind these silhouettes of the birds, which are just like a dream of how the flock of different birds should look. I grew up in the country which was very polluted, which was very industrial, which was awful. But as a child, you don't know you are in the awful place until you start to get bigger and you realize what's going on. So through the years, of course, I started to be aware about all these power stations and all these industrial companies. And I was trying to do any project I can to talk about the importance of the preservation of planet, but also how beautiful things can be and how we have to be careful and caring about all this. I think especially little kids are amazing, are the best artists there are. But lots of people drop it, and it's almost like some childhood mystery you leave behind. If you really have, if it gives you pleasure, because I think the most wonderful thing about creative art is also it fills you with this feeling of fulfillment. Anybody can get there, anybody wants to get, just you have to believe in yourself and believe in your dream.